What the fuck are you doing?
Me? Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
Obviously, I'm listening to What the Fuck Are You Doing podcast, one of the newest podcasts of You Run Podcast Network. It's a podcast featuring E-Biddy and Herm Dizzle. They come together Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, get it, to bring you episodes about pop culture, movies, and any bullshit they can think of. Yo, this podcast got so many dick jokes, it's like a bag of dicks. Anyways, check out the WTF Are You Doing podcast, brought to you right here by the You Run Podcast Network.
A nigga so mystery as how the stuff was. Stuff was, yeah, how the stuff was. So much juice gonna bust, yeah, how the stuff was. Stuff was, yeah, how the stuff was. A nigga so mystery as how the stuff was. Stuff was, yeah, how the stuff was. So much juice gonna bust, yeah, how the stuff was.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the You Gonna Eat That Crust podcast, Stuffed Crust Edition. I am your host, Greg Hoey, on the ones and twos. We have no Ryan, we have no Seamus tonight, but joining me from Pop Culture Reflections, my boy, Justin. How's it going, Justin?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing awesome.
Nice.
Also with us from the Dewey Pod Monster, we got our boy, John. John, how's it going?
I'm doing good. Glad to be back. Feel like it's been a couple hours since I've been on your show. So
pretty much. Yeah, you and Justin have been on a lot of episodes lately, and you know what? I'm not mad at that. And also joining us from down under, she's got a new logo now, and it's awesome. I'm talking about my co-host on Pizza Bones, Kate from Down Under. Kate, how you doing?
Hey there, I'm really well. I'm happy it's Friday, sunny, and yeah, excited to be talking about this movie with you guys.
Hold on. It's sunny out?
Yeah, right.
It's kind of dark.
I'm upside down.
I got darkness too. So
we're in the upside down now. And speaking of this movie we're covering tonight, this is a 2022 horror comedy directed by Joseph and Vanessa Winter, and it's called DeadStream. It's about a disgraced internet personality who tries to win back his followers by live streaming himself at an abandoned haunted house. When he accidentally unleashes a vengeful spirit, his comeback event becomes a fight for his life. And
hell yeah, it does.
Of course, it's what do we call this? A point of view movie?
I'd call it a found footage movie, but I think that's because I don't really know what else to call it.
I call it cyber horror.
Ooh, I like that. That sounds more terrifying.
And Justin, what do you call it? Because we all call it something different.
I don't know. I don't know if it exists and if there is a subgenre, but I would consider it live stream horror, I guess. Which again, I don't know if that's even fucking a thing, but it's essentially what it is.
And I call it a Blair Witch movie. So, we like to do the little acronym game and have some fun with this movie. So we're gonna dive right into it. And of course, the movie is Deadstream, so we start off with the letter D. And Kate, it's double feature. What would you be watching when you're watching Deadstream?
Okay, I had to think about this because I wasn't sure whether to go with something similar or to use it as my buffer, which is like the funny, not so scary after I've watched something terrifying. And I decided to stick with Shudder because Shudder's great, although this is now not on Shudder here in Australia anymore. So that made it interesting rewatching yesterday because I had to watch it on YouTube because it wasn't streaming anywhere. And
did you watch the German subtitles too?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
That was exactly where I was going.
I was just too lazy to get up.
Oh my God. I was all ready. I had my laptop in my lap. I had my miniature schnauzer for protection. I can actually read German better than I can understand it being spoken, but not that quickly. I was like, no, I can't read. And I was really excited about having it on the laptop because I wanted to see the comments because you do miss them if you're not watching it sort of up close. That didn't quite go to plan, but I'll figure something out. So to answer the question, I would go with Host, which is another cyber horror, Or I would go with Hell House LLC and use this as the buffer because Hell House LLC scares the shit out of me. No matter how many times I watch it, those movies terrify me. I haven't even gotten through the fourth one yet. I have to keep turning it off. It scares me. So, yeah, they were the two I picked.
And let me just say, I haven't seen either of those movies. Weird, right?
Well, yeah, I was actually,
Precursor.
There's a few we're going to have to go with, I think, for you. We'll add them to the list.
Justin, what do you got for a double feature?
Well, I think there's an obvious answer, and maybe John's going to pick it. Maybe Greg's going to pick it. I don't know. So I decided not to pick the obvious answer. So instead, I'm going to go completely different. It is a film that's based on a haunted house in a way, but I'm going with the 80s horror flick called House, starring William Catt, who played Tommy and Carrie. And obviously our man Norm from Cheers is in it, George Wendt. Fun movie, fun practical effects. So I think it would be a nice contrast with this movie for a fun little double feature. Both very funny too. So
nice.
Yeah.
And what was the other one that was the obvious one? Just to throw it, because I like how Kate had two options.
Evil Dead 2 seems like the most obvious answer here, but and I think it'd make a great double feature as well, but want something a little bit different.
100%. And the reason I said I like that Kate had two answers is because I have two answers.
I never have one.
Yeah. John, what do you got?
So I also avoided the obvious answer because I've already ranted that I feel like this movie should just be Evil Dead 4 and we should get rid of Evil Dead 2013 and Rise, but that's a different conversation. I did stay in a similar vibe, though, for what this movie is. I would say the movie I pick would have to be after this because you're just ramping up everything. I went with Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's another cabin in the woods movie. It's another movie that's full of violence and crazy comedy and all kinds of stuff like that. Another movie with two lovable idiots that find themselves in a precarious situation.
Greg hasn't seen it.
I'm looking at his face. He hasn't.
I love, what's his name? Is it Tudyk or...
Steve the Pirate?
Yes, Pirate. Like, arr! Yeah.
So this seems like as good a time as any to tease this, what Greg, Justin, and myself have been talking about. We're going to be introducing a series where we pop Greg's cherry to all these movies that we keep bringing up that he says he hasn't seen. So stay tuned for that.
Episodes for days, baby. For days. 100 days.
Greg, you will absolutely fall in love with Tucker and Dale versus Evil, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, and I know
it's right
I
up
love
your
it.
alley, dude.
Sweet. And do you have a second movie that just in case?
I mean, I could piggyback on what Justin said and say House 3 because it's, again, same franchise, crazy movie, but I think it's House 3. Maybe it's House 4. The one that has the pizza man in it, that's the one I'm going with.
I think
How
that's
many
3.
houses are there?
Is it there's 4.
Okay. I want to say I've seen House 1 and 2. Is that the one with like the lady and her like hand gets cut off or something like that? Like she's kind of like a ghoul like looking type. Okay.
I think that's in 2.
Yes.
Or is that 1? Maybe I don't know.
I think that's the first one.
Okay, I think it is as well too because I might not have seen the second one. Who knows? I picked Cabin in the Woods.
Good pick.
I love it. It's a great comedy. The ending is bananas. It's just the ending is like one of my favorite parts. Unlike Ryan, I love Marty. I think Marty's great. He's the character on Always Sunny who's dissecting the poop. For my second movie, I decided to go with There Will Be Blood. I don't know why, but like just a little Daniel Day-Lewis and Paul Dano. I need to see Paul
That's
Dano
a
get his
mood
head
change.
caved
Oh,
in.
big time. I don't know if it's best to watch that one first or second. I think either way, that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so
Too long.
Unless you just need a good nap. Like, I don't know.
DeadStream would be my palate cleanser probably.
Yeah.
If you wake back up.
All right, so we're going on to E, and it's enjoyable scenes or moments. And we're going to start with John this time.
I'm so glad you picked me to start this. My favorite scene in horror as a genre since this movie, I'll go as far back as since Planet Terror is in this movie. It's when Sean falls out the second story window when he's trying to run away, and it's caught on the outdoor like GoPro in black and white, and you just hear him have this marvelous Scooby-Doo as he like falls and goes face first into the dirt.
It's good shit.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Any other scenes or just that one?
I mean, I like pretty much every scene in this movie, and I mean, I've got them written down for later too. But if you were saying like, what's my favorite scene? It's absolutely that. I like any scene when Mildred's finger ends up in Sean's nose. I find that to be pretty entertaining. I don't
Hilarious.
quite. I've watched this movie probably 5-6 times now at this point. I've never quite understood the significance of her shoving her finger up his nose. I don't care. I like it. I want more of it. So
Yeah, it's just silly. That's so gross when he pulls the nail out. It's so fucking gross.
she goes like 2 knuckles deep too. She's there for love and a good time, not for gentle companionship. So
Yeah. It's hilarious when he's passed out. She goes back in for the second one. It's good shit. Kate, enjoyable scenes. What you got?
I have a couple. The first one on my list is actually him jumping out the window because
Nice.
it is so funny. I have to go. There's 2 things I love about Sean the most is his scream every time he gets scared. That little scream he lets out, and it starts really early with Stickman in the woods, and then it just every time he gets a fright. And also when he tries to come up with creative swear words because he doesn't want to get demonetized. So I'll give a special mention to when he kicks the cop and calls him a mother frogger.
Yeah.
But it's really good because he's fighting this freaking zombie thing and he still manages to catch himself before he says it. But I'm going to go with when he ties the rope around himself and tries to run.
Yeah, he gets hit. Yeah.
I can't even say it without. I can't even talk about it. It's so funny. Yeah. It absolutely cracks me up every single time. I just think about it and I start to laugh. Yeah, he's really good.
When he yells at Mildred, like for the first time before she's Mildred, he's like, "Oh, stupid, big little lies."
Yes. He's so good.
He's fucking hilarious. This movie is I laughed the whole time. Just like the comments alone make this movie for me. It's so good. Some of the scenes for me, I just love the opening scene when he's with the Wrath of Sean, and then you're seeing him like, "Hey, pig!" like run from the cops, or just and he's just talking his like apology video, and the editing is pretty cool and awesome. Yeah,
yeah, that's really good.
All right. So I didn't say it at the top of this, but this was a first time watch for me. I was basically the Greg of this particular episode when he asked about having me come on for this. I said I never even seen DeadStream, so I stayed up late the other night, watched it, and had a great time with it. As far as what I liked, you guys both mentioned, Sean going out the window, which was such a great shot, like Jean had described the way he goes out and his scream as he does that. But yeah, there was so many things I liked. I would probably say my favorite sequence was the whole thing inside the car with the Tato gun sequence. The corpse outside, shooting him, and then the corpse like sliding down the shaft of the gun, which was really fun on top of him. But even like the scenes where he's crying in the closet were hilarious. Him naming all his cameras was great. Just everything about this movie from start to finish, I had a great time with. So, but those are probably some of my standouts.
Nice. Yeah, good call. Yeah, it's pretty funny because this was a hilarious movie, but sometimes it gets pretty dark, and there was like some scary elements to it as well too. And I think Sean crushed it, or Joseph Winter. And I'm going to go first on A, which is acting. On the Crustometer, 1 through 8, I'm going to give Joseph Winter a straight up 8. I think he was absolutely hilarious. Like, he had me captivated the whole time, whether it be his marketing with his like all his sponsorships, or just going back and forth with all his YouTube commenters. Like, that shit to me was like the funniest shit. I just want to watch all the comments, because you miss some comments, but
you can do it. Just don't watch it on YouTube.
yeah, yeah, German.
Unless you speak German.
Yeah,
unless you've got a pretzel to eat while you're watching it. Yeah.
But yeah, Mildred, she was okay. She kind of had some cheesiness to her, but I think that was kind of done on purpose. But I thought for what it was, I thought the acting was excellent. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Justin, we'll let you go second this time. What do you think about the acting?
Yeah, I think overall I felt pretty good about it. I went 7. Like, I think Winter is really good for the type of character and the tone of the film. It's a performance that's kind of hard to rate because I think an actor could go many ways with this, but I think he really nails it. Melanie Stone, she's all right as Chrissy, kind of like you said, because I think she plays Mildred too, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
so
I mean, she's okay for what it is. I think there would be a spot where you could probably recast and maybe make it better. I don't know, but I thought she was okay for what it was. So I'm going to 7 for acting overall.
Nice. Cool. Kate?
Yeah, I'm similar. I actually gave 2 scores. I did give Sean an 8.
Nice.
I think because when I'd heard that this was quite good, and I thought I'll jump on and watch it. And I like to watch things on Shudder that I might have missed otherwise, because that's how I found Host, which turned out to be really, really great. And I was watching him, and the first few minutes I thought, oh no, this guy is just going to piss me off. And then I had to pivot and think, no, he's supposed to be, he's actually playing this role perfectly, because he's doing that irritating live streamer, smash that button type thing. So I gave him an 8. And yeah, Chrissy, about like a 5 or a 6. She was fine, but I think compared to him, it'd be hard to keep up with him.
Good call. Good scores. John?
I think there's something really understated about playing a character that is intentionally setting out to be obnoxious and annoying to the audience, and doing it in a way that makes you like the character no more than like 10 minutes into the movie. So I think, honestly, for both of them, I'd say it's a solid 7, mostly because I don't know what you would do to make it much better. For Sean, I think he nails every single aspect of what his character is. What I like about Chrissy is she's introduced in the film, and you're immediately suspicious of her for a number of reasons. But in typical horror movie or maybe male trope, whatever the case is, she's an attractive young girl. So part of you is like, well, I want to like this person because she's an attractive young woman. Let's get rid of this sausage fest and see what's going to happen here. And I really like the very slow descent into Mildred that you get from Chrissy, and how you how not just Sean, but how as an audience you start putting the pieces together about her and what she did. She doesn't have like a big performance, because I think once she's like goes full Mildred, I almost feel like the makeup and like the camera tricks and hiding her in different places, the jump scares, all that the acting takes a backstage to all of that. So I don't really think of that the same way for acting, but I think if we're acting for Chrissy, it's like she did a good job of being the character that I wanted to like and I wanted to see more, and it just unravels over the course of about 15-20 minutes fairly slowly to this like booger picking demon that she turns into. So I think she did pretty good for what she was given. And it's also the kind of movie that this is at the heart of it. It's a character piece about Sean. So any other people that are in there, they're there to amplify the character of Sean and make him seem more ridiculous, more annoying, more clickbait searching, however you want to phrase it. And she kind of just piggybacks on all of that in a good way and pushes him to the front. So I think as a whole, it's a solid 7 for both of them. It's really the two. I mean, there's the cop at one point, maybe a couple other people, but it's really those two that you're judging the acting on in this movie.
Yeah, pretty much. I love when she's all fucked up looking, and like someone in the comments is like, "Do you think she's still hot now?" So ridiculous. All right. So the next one is D, and we have DM Sean. And what would you tell him to do? I'm going to take this first. And I would tell him to do an episode on the girl that he dated with a Popeye arm, with a giant cyst. It was just so funny when he was talking about that. And I was like, I would just love to see, as gross as it would, because it would be probably pretty gross and pretty funny. But just his description of the girl with a Popeye arm with the cyst. Not to make fun of anybody with cysts, because I got varicose veins and they're gross on one leg.
I've heard.
His tangents are really good. He goes off on these little stories, and there's absolute chaos around him, but he still comes up with the goods.
Yeah, he's got great comedy chops. Like he was hilarious.
I like his tangents because it fits for what the story of the movie is. The idea is that he's in this house for a whole night, so you don't really know the time frame of how, what is this movie take place over 6 hours, 12 hours, 3, whatever. So the idea of him going on these tangents kind of gives the impression that the movie's, the time frame in the movie is a little longer than what we see as the audience. It's like an hour and a half. So I think it plays up to it really well. And I agree with you that they add a little bit of charm to his character.
For sure.
Yeah, and a lot of what you guys just said made me realize, only seeing it this one time, this is a movie that not only is rewatchable, but I think you almost need to rewatch it to pick up on some of that. Because when I'm watching it the first time, I'm not necessarily picking up on all the messages from the people on the live stream. I'm not picking up on all the tangents or all the things he has to say, because I'm focusing too much on, is there stuff going on in the background, and should I be watching this? Should I be paying attention to this? So certainly when I watch this the next time, I'm going to pick up things that I didn't even catch the first time around.
They do a good job of stuff in the background too, though. Like once Mildred is awake, there's so many scenes where you see her feet scurry away, or you see her hair. Like, just there's a ton of stuff just of Mildred that you can pick out in the background. That's absolutely worth a second watch just for that.
I watched it a long time ago, and I really enjoyed it. And the second watch was even better. Like, I just laughed my ass off the whole time. I was really enjoying myself with this one.
Yeah, I think it gets better every watch. I think I laugh harder every time I see it.
So, Kate, what would you tell Sean to do? DMing Sean.
I had to have a think about this one. I went with, I would tell him, don't read words out aloud that you don't understand. I'm always interested. It's a little bit wanky, I suppose, but because I studied a bit of Latin, I am always curious about whether they go actually to the degree of getting proper, words and stuff, and then trying to work out what they are. And I had a look at this one. The annoying thing is that there's no subtitles. And for what she says, it just says, I think, speaks Latin. And it's like, yeah.
Not even in German?
No. Nope, unfortunately not. And I looked everywhere to see if there was a transcript of it, because the way she pronounces stuff was a little bit confusing. So I got the ego TB, like ego's I to you. Annie means anus, and maybe she was saying that, but I don't think she was. And there's something about male attractiveness, and Domini is of the master. So, yeah, there's like a nice little mix of things in there. I thought it was quite interesting it's like a little puzzle. It frustrated me more than anything else. But, I would tell Sean, don't do that. If there's a book, or if there's someone's telling you to say words that you don't understand, that's a bad idea, and you should not.
He's clearly never seen Evil Dead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fucking Danny. Justin, what about you?
I kept it pretty simple. I would probably say, Sean, quit being a sissy and take a sip of the goddamn tub water.
That's good shit. So this one's a fun one. We spelt out dead, so we're going into the stream part of things, and this is an S, and we're talking about...
I don't get to DM Sean.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, fuck, I'm sorry. John, you're next. It's hard to keep track. Sorry. Oh, man, I've been blowing this host thing. Like, I tried to do this game with what the fuck are you doing, and I kept on, forgetting to, give Ryan a chance to, answer again. I was fucking hell up. This non-weed smoking thing is not working out for me.
Why'd you do that? That's a bad idea. Well, now I'm adding a new one to it. I would tell him to light up a joint because of what you just told me. Depending on where we're at in the movie, I would have a couple different answers for him. My first answer, if Mildred's up and doing her thing, I would tell Sean to get erotic. I mean, what's it going to hurt? See what she does. See what happens. And it's going to increase his views because sex sells. We all know that. If this happens after he already jumped out the window, I'm going to tell him to jump off the fucking roof because I want to see him take a bigger fall. I think that would be entertaining. But if I'm feeling like I don't have any ill will towards this idiot that's on YouTube, which, let's be real, that's probably not the case. I really wouldn't. I'd probably be a sadistic a-hole to this guy. I would tell him, dude, just run. Don't go looking for your spark plugs. Don't go, you got out of the house. Just fucking run. Forget the car. Whatever direction you came from, go that way and don't stop. That's the smart thing to do. But instead, we get beef cam and all kinds of other hijinks that make for a good movie. So,
and let me just say that was hilarious when he did go out the window and his leg was all fucked up, and he takes the Purell on the Q-tip, and he's you just what? Dude, that's gonna fucking hurt. And he's like, ah! Losing his mind. Okay, so I'll get everyone moving on to S. And this is Sean's soundtrack. And we're going to add a song. And, I do all these music episodes with this guy, Justin, from Pop Culture Reflections. So we're going to let Justin go first. What would you add to Sean's soundtrack?
I don't know who that is you're talking about, but that sounds intriguing. I have to go check that out after this.
Check that show out. It's highly recommended.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, Sean's soundtrack. I had a song, so I went with what I think would probably be the perfect needle drop during the whole tub scene, which is "Where Did His Eye Go" by the Dickies.
Nice.
Perfect.
If you don't know the song, go listen to it and then picture the whole tub scene in your mind, and it'll make perfect sense.
This is where we should have played clips. I should have had clips ready.
Yeah, you should have.
Could always add them in post.
Yeah,
That's right.
You know, if I was that good at editing, I wouldn't be using Zencaster. John, what do you got for a song?
So I also went with a specific scene to include music for. There's a scene where Sean kind of arms himself up and goes after Mildred, essentially, and he puts the music on, and in there it's like some kind of intense, video game type, we're going to get the bad guy music. I'm doing a needle drop, and I'm kind of stealing from another movie, but I'm going to have it start playing Don't Stop Me Now by Queen.
The Shaun of the Dead.
Yep.
Great one. Kate, what about you?
Okay, unsurprisingly, I couldn't pick one, and I'm just going to go with it. So I've got like a mixtape, but only I won't go overboard. The first one is actually specific to something that occurred the other day because it made me laugh for I think 2 hours. I was still giggling. It's a Sunshine Day by the Brady Bunch, how it's really chirpy. And I think because I saw someone getting swooped by a magpie, and I know it's horrible and I'm going to hell, but it was really funny. And I had that song in my head because I'd played it for the first day of spring. So then anyway, I would have that, but as like a montage of him running around and like falling out windows and stuff. And then I also went with Living Dead Girl by Rob Zombie. Or is it White Zombie? Anyway, She Came In Through the Bathroom Window by the Beatles. And Should I Stay or Should I Go by The Clash. And
That's a good one.
Connection by Elastica. I don't know why I did Connection, but for some reason I could just picture him running around the house to Connection. So
I'll take anything from Elastica. So
yeah, exactly. And I was thinking of you actually just when I was like, oh, he'll like that one. So yeah, I have a little mixtape for Sean, and it covers all and every possible scenario and activity.
Let's just say you guys picked way cooler songs than I did with themes and like scenes and everything. I didn't.
You picked a Ween song, didn't you?
Close. No, I picked a Silver Sun pickup song.
I was going to say them next.
Because there's a song called Bloody Mary off Neck of the Woods. And I just thought, Bloody Mary, it's, good theme for the movie. It's not their best song, but it's one of my favorite albums by them. So I didn't have a specific scene or anything like that. Maybe they played Bloody Mary as he was jumping out the window or in the bathroom scene,
It could have played I Believe I Can Fly. That would have been a good one.
I was like trying to have my gears were turning. I'm like, what's a funny, happy song? What's a funny, happy song? And I blew it. So those are all awesome picks. I'll definitely not add them on post, but I would love to if I could.
I can create a Spotify playlist and add it. Everyone can listen to them.
This is one of my favorite ones with T, brought to you by Kate, and it's Tato gun, favorite form of defense Sean uses, and we'll let Kate go first on that one.
Right. I thought it was salami cam. It's beef cam, but I'm going to go with arrow cam, or was it spear? I can't remember if he called it arrow cam or spear cam, but the one where he does the spear thing.
I think it was the spear cam.
Yeah, that one. I thought that was great. I did love the potato gun as well. It was really good. But yeah, he's pretty much everything he does is brilliant, I think, but the spear was great.
Justin, what you got?
Well, unless this was a fever dream, didn't he use her, the severed finger on her late in the movie, I think? Because that's what I picked, but I don't remember if I'm just, making this up because of the whole fingers thing, but I'm pretty sure...
He uses his finger because he has to sever his finger to complete
That's right, okay, yes.
Whatever.
Yes, he did sever his own finger. So, yeah, for some reason I thought, because I remember him finding a finger at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he used that one, but it must have been his own. So that's what I went with. Not very original, but it's the best thing I could come up with. Because I wanted to pick the potato gun, but I knew that was the category, so I had to come up with something different.
Yeah, the potato gun is funny. Blows a hole in the guy's chest, and he falls onto the thing.
Yeah.
Not going to skip you, John. What do you got next?
I kind of misinterpreted the question. I thought it was what movie do you, or what weapon do you want him to use? But if I'm going to say that he did use, weapon they did use, it'd be the potato gun. But a weapon I would have liked to seen him use, I would have liked to seen him beat the shit out of her with a piss bucket. That would have been entertaining.
Oh my god, when he was getting
Bit of karma.
waterboarded with
Yeah,
his
waterboarded
piss.
with his own piss. I would prefer him just taking that bucket and just smacking someone upside the head with it. So
Yeah. Oh, that's
I'm
good.
gonna go with the holy water syringe. Like that just fucking killed me when he was filling it up and shit.
it's my least favorite scene in the movie just because of what happens with that syringe.
It blows up all
So
over.
gnarly.
Ugh.
And then I had side note the Q-tip and the hand sanitizer just so I would remember it. But I already did. The ice scraper was also pretty funny. How he just grabs the ice scraper and he's just like holding it. Ugh, fucking guy. Speaking of that, this is a tough one. We're moving on to R, which is recast Sean. Kate, what you got for recasting of Sean?
This was a tough one, but I went with firstly Adam Devine, or is it Devine? The guy from
Divine. Workaholics.
Divine. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so funny.
I thought he would be really good. But as a complete change of pace, I thought Michael Cera, who plays George Michael on Arrested Development, would be a really interesting, like less manic and less frantic. But he's just so funny, and his reactions to things, I mean, everything about Arrested Development is funny, but I think George Michael's reactions and facial expressions are just perfect. So, yeah, I think that would be an interesting recast.
I'll go next because that's hilarious. Like Michael Cera was definitely like in my consideration, and I ended up going with Blake Henderson from Workaholics, who's probably the worst actor of them all, the dude with the long hair. But just seeing him in that situation with the silly situations, I thought would be hilarious. But I do believe Adam Devine is almost like a little mini, not Jim Carrey. He's just a physical actor. Like he makes hilarious faces, and I think he could have done a great job. Obviously, this whole tone would change. We don't want to really recast Sean. This is a game, but what would you do, Justin?
So it's funny. John mentioned Tucker and Dale versus Evil earlier because I actually picked Mr. Dale himself, Taylor Labine. I think he would have brought like a similar energy to the role, but I think there would have been a different level of likability to him because I think he's an extremely likable type of actor. So I think it would be a lot of fun here. But yeah, I think you could put him in here and have a similar vibe and tone to this movie, and it would almost be seamless.
Nice. That's a good call.
Yeah.
Because I have seen him in other things. I haven't seen Tucker and Dale, but I have seen that dude in other things, and I do enjoy his work. John, what you got?
I went slightly different, but kind of stuck with the guy who plays nerdy characters in a lot of ways. I went with Jamie Kennedy. You don't see him in a lot of movies anymore, but I especially if you could, like, if time wasn't a factor, if you could get him around the time that he was young and like Randy and Scream, even now where he looks like a terrorist, I'd be fine with. Like, I'd have either way, be great. But I think he's just like cynical and edgy enough that he could probably get somewhat close to this or in the same realm of this. Although I think he'd be a lot drier and less Scooby-Doo like than what Sean ends up doing at the end throughout the course of this movie.
Yeah, I had like spoof actors kind of on the tip of my tongue. Like I almost put Shawn Wayans. Like I thought he potentially could have been like one of the Wayne dudes from the scary movies, or just someone who does like spoof movies. And then I was like Danny McBride. I was like, nah, I don't know if that would definitely change the tone.
I wanted someone that stayed in the horror genre because at the heart of it all, this movie's really funny. It's still a horror movie. So I tried to think, like, I also thought of Michael Cera, and I thought of people like that. Like, that was in my, because I was like, you need someone who's kind of like a younger, skinny dude, kind of like a nerdy type dude to fit the, like, aesthetic. Like, you couldn't go cast, like, Jonah Hill or something. Like that would be bad. Right. But Randy or Jamie Kennedy has, and he's done comedies too. Because didn't he do that?
Most Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yeah, that was it. I was going to say Prince of Malibu, but you got it.
Traffic. Looking for my chapstick.
I don't know. Seems to have a pretty good handle for characters that are a little off like this. I think he could pull it off in one way, or it'd be different, but I think he could pull it off and still be entertaining.
Yeah, well, he had the Jamie Kennedy experience as well, too, which I think was kind of like the Nick Kroll show, or it was kind of like a variety, like skit show where he played multiple different characters. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's turned that into a podcast now where he just sits there and talks for too long. So,
all right, so we're moving on to E, which is Eek, best jump scares, or best jump scare. We're gonna let Justin. Let's let you take this one.
Yeah, I keep coming back to the bathtub. I think I have like this weird like fetish for dirty, grimy bathtubs or something. But it's definitely for me the corpse coming, floating up from underneath the bathtub when he's in it. That fucking freaked me out. And of course, like that corpse without the eye. I didn't necessarily jump, but it definitely caught me off guard. So
Yep.
I'm definitely going with that one.
Nice. That's a good call. John, what you got?
I said it kind of goes with what I said earlier, but Chrissy and her emerging into the movie and her unraveling. I like how she shows up initially. You kind of hear her as something in the house. You think it's going to be this like deadite or something kicking through the door, and then it turns out to be some like young chick. So I like the like fake out on the jump scare and kind of what it leads to. So that was my choice.
Okay. Kate?
Yeah, I actually was thinking of both of those, like the Chrissy bit where she kind of jumps and attacks, but the bit where I think it's linked to my favorite part with the rope, where the thing under the sheet is sort of still and then it starts moving towards him.
Yeah.
That made me, I don't know why that made me, it's probably not the biggest jump scare in it, but it really gets me every time. And I think it is masterful how tense this movie can get, because I'm genuinely scared when I'm watching it, but I'm also laughing my ass off at the same time. And
Yep.
very few movies can do both at the same time. So yeah, it's pretty genius.
Yeah, though it stayed pretty comedic the whole way through, the tone definitely shifted like towards the end where it became more of like a horror movie and like
Yeah.
still funny, but yeah, when Chrissy's like disappearing and she like reappears behind him and does the jump scare at him right before she bites him, but that's when he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you stupid big little lies!" Like he like hides his what he's about to call her. Like that just made me laugh. And again, like I wasn't really necessarily jump scared too much in it, but it definitely had some scenes that kind of you weren't expecting at all. So that would be
Yeah.
mine. And of course, when she bites him, I didn't really expect that to happen like that either. So this one is A for DeadStream, and we're into the stream part of things, and we're gonna add an actor to complement Sean. And John, I'm gonna let you go first on this one.
I kind of cheated here again because I went with a character as opposed to an actor, but
That's
you
fine.
could use the actor that voices said character. I would like to see Marvin, the paranoid android from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, compliment to go along with Sean, just to calculate his chances of surviving things and be depressing and upset and generally shitty the whole time. I also have Marvin tattooed on my arm, so I have a soft spot for him. If we're not allowed to use characters, I would say Alan Rickman just being Marvin in so many words. So
Alan Rickman is Marvin in the movie.
he does a voice of Marvin.
Oh, okay, all right.
Marvin's like a big puppet, but he's if I remember right, where in the movie Warwick Davis played him in like this big costume, but Alan Rickman did the voice. And then the show is like the show is a whole different like vibe of Marvin the paranoid android.
Sick.
That's a good choice.
Kate, what would you do?
I actually also did a character because I didn't read it properly. So
Oh, that's fine.
don't worry.
When I was doing it, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, I figured that you guys would kind of, go with it and do your
Yeah.
I think I'm the one who added this letter, so I'm allowed to cheat at it.
Do I have permission granted to cheat at it as well?
You do whatever you want to do. I don't
Oh,
care.
thank you.
It's not my show. It's
Well, I appreciate it.
It's not my show either. Do whatever you want.
So I went with Gary from Veep because
Nice.
I think he's so funny. He'd be stressed out of his little head, poor Gary, bless him. But he would carry all of Sean's gear in his big bag that he carries for Selena. He would provide great emotional support. He would bring snacks that Sean needs for sustenance during the evening because it's a long night. So I think we all need a Gary in our lives, really, at any time. But certainly Sean needs a Gary.
He could even use a Buster, I'm a monster!
Buster has definitely studied Latin at university. I can tell you that. So, it's
Look at all these
definitely
medals I've won.
good choice.
Justin, what do you got going on?
Yeah, it's funny. When you guys were talking, I went back and looked at the message Greg sent me because I could have swore maybe he screwed up and said character because I thought the same thing. I don't know why. 'Cause Your categories did say actor, but I went the same way. But
Sick.
in this case, the actor that plays the character, either way, I'm good with this person. But the character I picked is one of my favorite sidekick characters in horror comedy probably ever, which is Ed from Shaun of the Dead, Mr. Nick Frost.
Hell yes.
I think he would have been so fucking great in this film. This film is almost made for a guy like him. Whatever he's doing for Shaun in this movie, it would have worked. It would have taken an already amazing and awesome film and made it that much better. That's my pick.
Yeah, great choice.
Can I propose that we have all these characters accompanying Sean in the movie and just make it even more comedic?
Oh, yeah. It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, wait till I add mine. I got Mr. Steve Little from Eastbound and Down and Coffee Town. I just love Stevie. I think Stevie's one of the best side characters of all time. Even in Coffee Town, he's got his head shaved. He's a weird fucker, but he's still funny. But I'm talking, I guess, so we're going character. So I'll just say Stevie's character from Eastbound and Down.
I don't know who that is.
Steve Little is one of the goofiest looking motherfuckers ever. Like, he is hilarious. He's awesome.
I'll have to look him up.
He's one of the best things on Eastbound and Down.
While we're at it, can we just put Kenny Powers in this movie too? Because I would love Kenny Powers just being a belligerent asshole through this movie. That would be really funny.
There'd be a whole lot more racism.
I mean, it'd be all that, but I mean, that's kind of what made that character great, is how unapologetically inappropriate it is.
Oh, he's the best. Yeah, Eastbound and Down is fantastic, and Steve Little is. I'll send you a Steve Little clip later. He's pretty funny. One of the best is when he's when they get in a car accident, whatever. And he's like, "Hey, I wasn't driving." He's like, "Are you my friend?" He's like, "I don't know. Were you driving?" He's like, "I was driving."
I just looked him up and realized that he did voices in Adventure Time. He does the Duke of Nuts and Peppermint Butler and a few others. So I definitely like him then because I love Adventure Time.
He's fucking hilarious. He's awesome. Stevie's just a goofy ass character. But those are all
He was
great.
in a bunch of stuff for like about a 10-year period there, and I don't think he's done anything for a while, has he?
He was in Righteous Gemstones, so he had a cameo in Righteous Gemstones, and
I've already told you I have to boycott that show because of my coworkers. So
I was kind of disappointed in his cameo in Not that I wasn't disappointed to see him, but I expected him to, have more of an impact with his cameo. All right, so we're flying right along with this little thing here, and we're going to M. Measuring stick, which is John's idea, because I did have R for the rating, but John said, why don't we use M for measuring stick so we could add R for something else, which ended up being
you also had it at like the first E. I was like, why are we finishing this like on the second letter? Like, we got to find a way to get that way lower on this.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm bad with acronyms. So, measuring stick on the Crustometer. What do you give this movie? We're going to start with the first time watch of Justin. What do you give this movie for your first time?
Well, yeah, like I said earlier, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be higher on this with more rewatches, but after the first one, I went 7. I think it is pretty damn close to perfect for the type of movie it is, and even on this first watch, it's a really great fucking time. Easily one of the best in the handheld camera live stream horror comedy subgenres that I've ever seen. I'm not sure, where I'll be after my next rewatch, but I really feel like I could push it up to an 8 after I watched a couple more times and get more familiar with it, have a chance to just sit back and enjoy some of the comedy that's going on and not focus too much on everything else to try to get everything in for this episode. So yeah, I'm 7 now, but I could see myself enjoying this more as I rewatch it more.
Hell yeah, that's a fair score. John, what do you got?
I'm also a 7. This movie, to me, it's not perfect, but it's also in that weird category of movies that, although I don't think it's perfect, I don't have any real suggestions on how to make it better. I think it's incredibly well written, because you do find things that stick out in it that you didn't see on your previous watches each time. The logic of why Sean does all the things that Sean does, really from the beginning of the movie all the way up to the end, is for the most part pretty solid. There's not a ton of any plot hole that's in this movie. If there is any, it's so negligible that you can just kind of, it's like a who cares type moment. I don't even know if there is one in it. And at the end of the day, this is just a really, really fun movie to put on, sit back, have a couple pops, and laugh at. And I stand by my comment that I made on my own show where I said, I really wish that instead of getting Evil Dead 2013 and Evil Dead Rise, that they had just called this Evil Dead 4 and given up on trying to go this different direction with the Evil Dead franchise. Because this movie...
Yeah, whoa.
This movie, to me, feels far more spiritually intact with the Evil Dead franchise than what Rise in 2013 does. They both are fine in their own right. We're going to have
to agree to disagree on this one.
Okay,
I'll fight you about it. I don't care.
So you do or don't like Rise? You hate them or do you like them a little bit?
They're fine, but this is a John problem. No Bruce Campbell, it's not Evil Dead. And I know this movie doesn't have Bruce Campbell, but this movie feels a lot closer to what the Evil Dead movies are, the ones that I really like, than what 2013 and Rise are. Those movies are okay, but they feel like a movie that is inspired by Evil Dead as opposed to a movie that is an Evil Dead movie. This movie feels like an Evil Dead movie. It balances the comedy and horror out flawlessly. It gives you a lot of good gross out scenes. It could have gone harder with that, which is neither here nor there. It didn't need to because it's so good at what it does as it is. So I think this one feels more at home in that franchise than the last couple entries in the franchise do themselves.
They needed more nose picking.
They absolutely needed more nose picking.
I just love the beginning and the end of Evil Dead Rise. I love how it all kind of like came together. I thought that was pretty...
you mean where they knocked off the thing with a wood chipper and the beginning where they precurse the end because there's a wood chipper there in L.A.?
Yes. And I hate Danny. Fuck Danny. It's like, yeah, I'm going to play this Necronomicon on this fucking on this record player. I also was going to potentially add Bruce Campbell to, compliment Sean. That would have been a good one as well.
We're going to take this book from the Dark Ages and press it on vinyl. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. And 2013 is a little bit of a gore fest, but I still really enjoyed him.
It's a damn shame we didn't have Ryan here to tell his Bruce Campbell story, too. I fucking love it. Every time he tells it, I fucking
You could go, if you want to hear that story, you can go listen to our current episode on Army of Darkness. It's early in the episode. So.
I did listen, and then he told the story again, which was it was perfection.
Yeah.
I can see that totally happening, too, so that's totally Ryan. Kate, what do you got for the score?
Well, I initially had 7, and then I realized that after listening to you guys, and I obviously don't rate movies based necessarily on technical stuff, it's purely about the joy it brings me. So after having seen this movie several times, and considering when I think about the effort they put into this, like they were working, I think, at the same time as making it, like that they really, it was, something they put a lot of effort into, all the little details that, like the note from his mum with his sandwich, it's only on for the briefest time, like, you're a douchebag, but I still love you. And it's got the little love heart. It took me like 5 minutes to pause it properly because I really wanted to know what she wrote, and all the comments on the live stream and the performance too, because he made me actually feel a lot of empathy for him when he was really scared, and because we all fuck up sometimes, like we all do stuff and get things wrong, and sometimes they're big enough that they maybe don't deserve forgiveness, and we don't quite know what he did, and I'm not condoning whatever it is that he did, but he seems genuinely remorseful, and he flits between manic and terrified and really a bit jerky to a really sympathetic figure. So I'm going to go with 8 because I feel like it's really deserved.
Yeah, that's a good call. It seemed like he had like a bum fight, or he was fighting a bum who was sick and he like might have killed him or whatever. But yeah, when he's apologizing about that, you do have some empathy for him.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention earlier, by the way, like when I started watching this and just trying to digest it and figure out how I was going to feel about it, like it had me when he arrived at the house and he said, "I've had the nervous poops all week." I knew I was in for a fun fucking ride. So it had me at that line right there.
And he holds the T-shirt up with the merch. The Blair Witch reference. It's so good. Yeah.
So it's funny, Kate, Greg minds think alike, because I was in the same boat as you. I had it as an 8, but after listening to you guys talk about it, I'm going to go to a 7.5. It's very borderline perfect for me. I loved everything about it. It wasn't really missing anything, but I feel giving it an 8 is tough for me because it wasn't perfect, but it was very close. So I would say 7.5, 7.75 for the movie. It was absolutely amazing. It was fucking hilarious. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. And if you haven't seen it and you're listening to this episode, I'm really sorry. Actually, you know what? I gotta say, I listened to You Run Podcast DeadStream, and that's what made me want to watch this movie because I had never seen it. I listened to their episode on it, and I was like, this movie sounds hilarious. Looked up the trailer, loved it.
Dewey Pod Monster's done that for me a few times.
Yeah.
This one actually, Let's Talk Horror did that for me on this movie. So this movie has got a strong podcast vibe, apparently.
Well, speaking of that, I got a little bit of listener reviews here, or listener ratings. Spuds McKenzie on Instagram gave it a 7.69696969696969. I had to make sure I got all those 6 9s in there. Michelle gave it a 6. She said it was fun and pretty scary at points, which I agree. My homie, my co-host on the 1s and 2s, Ryan, gave it a 3.5 crust tops.
Whoa.
Is that out of 5 or 10?
That's out of 8.
Oh, shit.
Why doesn't Ryan like fun?
I don't know. Let's really pressure him.
He has too many kids.
Yeah, he said he was in a bad mood when he watched it. I guarantee if he rewatched it again, he would absolutely love it, and he would bump that 3.5 up to at least a 6, maybe a 7. When Seamus watches it, I know he's going to give it at least a 6 or a 7 because I know he's going to think it's hilarious because it is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, Sean in a bad mood might be not a great combination.
Yeah, I can see how it can annoy some people.
Mood. Yeah, he needs to rewatch it. Ryan,
rewatch it. Mm-hmm. Scott from the You Run Podcast Network, he gave it a perfect 8. He said he absolutely loves it.
Yay.
And then we kind of stole this one from the Dewey Pod Monster show. Going to put an asterisk on this one. But Sean, we're saying he gave it a 6 out of 8 because he gave it a 7 out of 11 on the scale of Spinal Tap.
We're rounding. So
yeah. But yes, that was our review on DeadStream. Not really a review. Again, our little acronym game. I want to thank everybody for listening. I want to give Justin a chance to pump his podcast. Let us know what's new with Pop Culture Reflections and what's coming up.
All right, yeah, I've been on here enough that people are probably tired of hearing about it, but I'll go ahead and do this. So, pro wrestling, music, television. I did it out of order, so I'm fucked up. Movies. I never say pro wrestling first. What the fuck did I just do? You see what this episode has done to me? It's wrecked me. I don't know why. Technical difficulties, folks. But yeah, if you like all that, if you like pop culture, I have a little bit of anything for anybody. So go check it out. Slice of Pop Culture is Greg and I's sub-series. We're having a really good time. Yeah. We got some fun stuff coming up, some interviews. We got a really great Billboard remix coming up, which I don't know when this comes out, but it'll probably be out before that. So go check that out. That was a lot of fun to do as well. Talking about more populist music, which Greg and I haven't been doing as much lately. Obviously, I think Greg's brought up before. I got a Patreon with a very great Patreon member that might have joined us on this episode. So, I got some exclusive Patreon episodes out there as well that people in the higher tiers can go check out. I have a really fun one coming up that's actually a video episode. So there's that as well. So you can find me on the You Run Podcast Network at yourunpodcast.com and all the socials like Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, Facebook, and you can listen to the podcast anywhere you get podcast. That's it.
Hell yeah. Check his podcast out. Give him a listen, give him a follow, rate. It's an excellent show. Obviously, I'm on it, so it's fantastic. Slice of pop culture as well. This episode is probably going to release on Patreon around the 22nd or 29th, and then release to all platforms the following week. John, Dewey Pod Monsters, the show. What do you got to tell the people about Dewey Pod Monster podcast?
So we're going into Halloween season, so we're about to start our annual Horrorween marathon, which is all horror movies, which ends with a wonderful episode about a Halloween movie proper, the franchise. So this year for our Horrorween marathon, we just had polls up about this. So we're going to be doing Trick or Treat with BP from Let's Talk Horror. We're the 1986 one with Ozzy Osbourne and Gene Simmons in it because R.A.P. Ozzy Osbourne. We're going to be doing Project Metal Beast, which I'm super thrilled about because I've never heard of it, but it's a werewolf movie called Project Metal Beast. What could possibly go wrong? And then for some more heard of movies, I guess, we're going to do Lost Boys, Demons, and Halloween 4. So those are all going to be coming out over the month of October. We release episodes every Tuesday, and then Halloween will come out on Halloween proper. Finding us, you can find us all over the place, but I would prefer you just go to yourunpodcast.com. That's the network site. You can find us there, and while you're there, please go check out whether it's Justin, whether it's Greg, whether it's anyone else that's on the network. There's a lot of great shows on there. We all bust our ass to make great stuff for you to listen to or watch, and, you know, show someone some love. Go there, watch something you haven't seen before, and leave a review. People appreciate that.
Maggots, Michael. You're eating maggots.
Doodles.
Kate, what do you got tomorrow? Kate's just fresh with her new logo, new co-host of Pizza Bones. What do you got coming up? And I'm guessing on all sorts of podcasts as well.
Yeah, well, this week or last week, my episode with Justin about Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, came out, which was so much fun. And
Excellent.
I've been listening. Thank you. Been listening to the soundtrack pretty much most of the week.
Hell
and I'm recording an episode with the Amityville Horror on Sunday, which I'm
Sick.
it's a very much a tonal shift movie-wise, so that will be exciting. That I'm really looking forward to that one. And doing research for our next Pizza Bones episode.
Oh, yeah. And we were supposed to record Pizza Bones tonight, and Nate couldn't make it. And so Kate said, let's pivot and do DeadStream. And we got Justin and we got John, and here we are doing an amazing episode.
Thanks, guys,
on
for jumping
DeadStream.
in. Yeah, short notice. We appreciate you.
If I can, I will. Next week, I have something to do on Thursday, so I can't be here next Thursday. Greg.
Well, hey, plus, like I told Greg, you guys gave me an excuse to watch this movie I hadn't seen before, so thank you for that, because this movie was awesome.
Absolutely.
Great.
And we're about to interview MC Type, a new rapper who Ryan was really loving, and he gave us an advanced copy of his album coming out, and this fucking guy is awesome. So check out MC Type. He's got some comedy rap, but he's a very great lyricist. His beats are awesome, very fun, very funny, and we're interviewing him this Sunday. So it's either going to come out before or after this episode. It's going to have all the Crusty Boys on it. We're excited about it. And, of course, we got Pizza Bones coming up. We got Gypsy Rose. And then we're going to be covering, like I said, we're going to be pivoting to some docs or some movies or some series on true crime. So we're excited about that. And like John had mentioned, we rep the You Run Podcast Network, where you can find all our shows and all, pop culture reflections, all Dewey Pod Monster, Movies for Days, The Girl and the Gay, You Run Podcast. It goes on and on. So many awesome members. What the fuck are you doing podcast? And, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Pod, and YouTube. And, thank you so much for listening. And remember, in Crust, we trust.
Sorry, I really dropped the ball there.
We puss. See ya.
A nigga some mystery ass pump stuff crust. Stuff crust, yeah, pump stuff crust. So much juice gonna bust, yeah, pump stuff crust. Stuff crust, yeah, pump stuff crust. A nigga some mystery ass pump stuff crust. Stuff crust, yeah, pump stuff crust. So much juice gonna bust, yeah, pump stuff crust.